Shalom! What's up everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. To everybody that has already subscribed, thanks a million. And to those of you that are new here, you have found a home on YouTube. So welcome. Don't be shy, click that subscribe button. We are gonna go on a journey together on this channel of self-elevation and evolution, and discuss all things spirituality, all things soulful, and everything to do with self-love. So I hope that you can take some gems from my channel. So buckle up and let's go on our ride for today. So 2020 is almost at its end, and it's almost time for Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you're celebrating. And it's also time to reflect on what a year it's been. And 2020 has been a tumultuous roller coaster of a ride, to say the least. You know, the COVID pandemic has been headlining our lives and still is. And although we all caught up in the same storm, we're not all in the same boat. Some of us are on cruise liners and some of us are in a raft, meaning that we're not all experiencing the effects the same way. You know, some people have lost their jobs, some people have lost family members, some people have lost friends, colleagues. There's a lot that has been happening. So I just wanted us to reflect on the season that we've been placed under. You know, when I think back to my most challenging and painful moments in my life, those are the moments that have really made me do a lot of stretching, and I've done the most immense growth during those times. But more especially, I've witnessed a lot of God's glory and grace and mercy at a magnitude. And it's tricky when you are going through the valley of the shadow of death. It's difficult to see the light at the end of the tunnel, especially when you fall prey to comparison. I know I have, and perhaps you have or are going through that at the moment. You know, why is Mang still employed and I've dedicated more years to that company yet I was retrenched? Or why does Mang's life seem to be so intact on social media? They're still popping champagne or sparkling wine, because there is a difference. And their life seems to be untouched, yet I'm worried about how I'm going to feed my family or how I'm going to pay bills this coming month, you know? But it's tricky because we're busy out there sabawelling what other people have, and we have no idea the amount of sacrifice that these people have put into what they have and to keep it. And when I say sacrifice, I mean good and bad sacrifice. So they sacrifice in a good way, according to me, is putting in effort, putting in the time, you know, sacrificing life sort of pleasurabilities to put in the time to work at whatever you need to work at. And there's certain bad sacrifices, according to me. Those are things to do with dark rituals and things to do with zutuzrawane. Y'all know what I mean. You know, so I wanted to share with you guys, you know, comparison, as we all know, is the thief of joy, because not only can it make you feel better than, it also can make you feel lesser than somebody else. And neither of them honor God to his glory. I mean, we even witness comparison in the book of John in the Bible between John and Peter. And Peter asked Jesus, he says, who does he think will betray him? And Jesus's response is, what is that to you? You follow me. You know, God has a specific assignment for us all. You know, we all have something that he wants us to achieve, our own purpose on this earth. And we won't all walk the same journey nor encounter the same challenges along the way. And You will constantly be running a race that you will never be able to win if you're always looking over your shoulder and what the other person is doing in their own lane, how they're watering their garden. Water your own damn garden. Okay, and during this festive time, most of us are going to spend time with our extended family members, and there can be an underlying pressure of, what have you achieved this year? Like, what have you done? You know, even with COVID, you'd be surprised people still asking this question. And I'm here to tell you that surviving 2020 within itself is a hell of an achievement, to be alive during this time. You know, not many people can be here to say the same thing. You know, if anything 20 has done, it's shown us that God is in control. God is in control of everything. And just like Ecclesiastes chapter 3 says, there's a time for everything. There's a time to sow and there's a time to reap. There's a time for sorrow and there's a time for joy. There's a time to tear apart and there's a time to build, you know? So you have to think to yourself, what season am I under? What is a time for me? You know, for myself, this year was a time of complete surrender in every aspect of my life, to surrender it to God and to allow Him to move me every step. I had to do that, you know, and it's very hard to give up control, you know, but it's very easy when you're giving it up to somebody who created you and knows what you're supposed to be doing in the first place. I have done immense spiritual growth within this year that I highly doubt would have ever happened if it wasn't for lockdown. So perhaps you're also in a season where you need to do a lot of spiritual growth, or to rediscover yourself, rediscover your purpose, your gifts, your talents. What do you even like? You know, perhaps it's a time for you to spend with your loved ones, because most of your life you spend surrounded by distractions. You're always going out, you're always in the party scene, or you're always doing things and having habits that are not beneficial to you, your loved ones, or your purpose on earth. You know, you have to take the time, because there's a reason for us to be in the stillness. 2020 has forced us all to be in complete stillness. You know, you have to focus on God's grace day by day. You know, no matter what you're going through, there is still an opportunity in this underlying season that you are in. Whether you believe it or not, God favors you, and you have to live for the glory of God and not for people's applause. Well, I hope my words will help you conquer on in the season that you may be in, and just know that God has more for your life. So I wish you all a lovely and blessed, safe, festive season, and lots of love and shalom from me.